What's up, guys? Sitting here talking Flyers hockey. The Flyers are playing right now. They're playing the Ducks out in Anaheim. Um, I just want to sit here and talk about the hockey game. It's getting ready to go into the second intermission. We're just now finishing up the second half of the Flyers game, second period. It's 3-1 Anaheim. So I mean, I don't know. I think right now this game's pretty much over. Um, unless something dramatic happens, unless Philadelphia comes back in the second half. Um, but I highly doubt it. I scored just like two goals in the third period to get it to overtime. Um, I've been kind of following the Flyers off and on this year, just like I do every other year, just like I do every year. Um, I tell you, I don't know why, but it's like I follow Philly. I mean, I guess you can say I'm a Flyers fan. I watched them and they had Lindros and Leclaire and all those guys up there. So I mean, now they have. I mean, now they got some really good players. It's just like they just for some reason they just can't get it done. They're they're down 3-1. They're down two goals with 2:11 left in the second period. I mean, they're going to come out of it right now. If it stands or gets any worse, and the Ducks score more goals, or if they keep the score the way it is, um, Philadelphia might be coming out of this West Coast spring with only 3 points out of a potential six. They only get three. No, I'm wrong. Take it back to Seattle, San Jose, LA, Anaheim. So out of four games, which is a potential 8 points, they only got five. No, excuse me, they only got 3 points out of a potential 8 points. That's not good. So they would lose to the King. They would have lost to the Kings. They lost to the Kings. And they lost to the Ducks, and then they lost to San Jose in overtime. I don't know what the hell's going on with Philly. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on with them. They just they can't keep the puck out of their zone. They can't get the puck cleared right now. I'm watching them now. They can't get the puck cleared. I don't know what the hell's going. I don't know. I mean, they need the Flyers have been saying it for years. They need defense. I mean, they brought in Ryan Ellis from Nashville, and he's out with COVID protocols. I mean, they need Flyers need an identity. I mean, they have great players. I like Claude Giroux. I like James Van Dyke. I like him. I like the other guy, number 11. I like him. Obviously. But Corey Hart, I'll tell you this right now. Corey Hart in between the pipes, he's not the answer. Corey Hart is a horrible goalie, and so is Brian Elliott. They got him from St. Louis. He won the Stanley Cup with the Blues, but the Blues were way more at the time when they won the Cup. The Blues were a way more better team. They had a good PPK. They had a good power play. They had a good defense. They had a really good team that could score, that could skate, that could do everything. The Flyers can't. And they're playing a really good team in Anaheim. Anaheim's like the third seed in the East, and the third seed in the West. Excuse me. They're the third best team in the West right now, and potentially could potentially could be a favorite to go to the Stanley Cup Finals this year, represent the Western Conference. Anaheim. I mean, they're a really good team. Um, they got Cam Fowler. They got a really good guy like Cam Fowler, and they have really good goalie like Gibson. I mean, they have a really good team out there. And it's like Philadelphia. They need to take, they need to take notice. These really good teams like Anaheim, and then also losing in overtime to not a bad team, like a mediocre team like San Jose. It's like San Jose, I would say, yeah, they're like a playoff team, a wild card team. And then you lose to a bad team like LA. LA's bad. The Kings are horrible. I'm sorry. If you're a LA Kings fan, you see this. The Kings are bad. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Flyers fan and we lost to them, but I'm just saying that's we should have went in there. We should have beat the Kings, and they just pissed all over. Like, they just pissed on their legs. The Flyers did. They can't get nothing. And it's like now they're down two. Now they're down 2 goals going into the second period. I mean, it's just, to me, it's atrocious. This team is, it's horrible. And I was looking at the schedule. We come home for a homestand. We play Pittsburgh we play Pittsburgh Thursday night in Philly, and then our next road game's in Boston. We play the Bruins, and then we play I'm looking up the schedule now. I know we come in and play the Penguins. The Penguins are going to just light us up. I already know that. But I'm looking at the schedule now for the Flyers. I'm on the NHL app. All right, here's our next. Like, now this is a homestand, so I'm going to give us our next 5 games. Penguins. These are home against the Penguins, home against the Sharks, home against Carolina, at Boston, and then home against the Rangers. That's our next 5 games. And we just lost to San Jose in overtime. Like, San Jose, in San Jose, now they're coming to our house in Philly, and they can't. I don't see us winning any of these games. Carolina's a really good team. I think Carolina's like the 2nd seed in the East. They're a really good team. Carolina, the Hurricanes, and we got to play them in Philly. I mean, these are all playoff teams: the Penguins, the Boston Bruins, the Carolina Hurricanes. Excuse me. You say, well, but Boston won tonight. Boston beat who the hell did it? I watched that game. Boston played tonight. And they won like 6-3 and beat somebody. And then we played the Penguins. The Penguins are always good. And it's like, to me, Boston, they have one of the best goalies in the league, in my opinion, is Rask. I love him. I would love to have him in Philly, but it was like, that would never happen. And Boston's like a consistent team. They're a consistent playoff team. Even if they're a wild card team, they're still good. Like, I always see Boston finishing this year in the top 5 in the East. And maybe making a run to the playoff, staying in the Stanley Cup. And to me, these teams I just mentioned, the Penguins, the Boston Bruins, the Carolina Hurricanes, to me, they're like 3 favorites that any NHL fan would tell you, whether they're fans of those clubs or not, they're favorites to go to the Stanley Cup every year. Boston, Pittsburgh, Carolina. Especially this year, Carolina's a really good team. And it's like, we're not Philadelphia. It's like we're going to miss the playoffs. I just looked at it. I Wikipedia'd it. We're going to miss the playoffs 3 times. We only made out of these last 5 years. We only made the playoffs twice. So it's going to be like 3 out of 5 missing the playoffs. We made them last year. Got bounced in like the first round, and then this year we could lose. It's ridiculous. I was watching that podcast on Comcast Sportsnet Philly. I was watching the Flyers Talk podcast, and I tell you, I don't know what we're going to do, I don't know what we're going to do. And another thing too, it's like we don't have any good players to put on the trade block to get players back. Like, what are we going to do? Trade away Ryan Ellis? We just got him from Nashville. Like, we don't have, this team. I thought we would be better. I thought we'd be at least a contender this year, and it's just, losing those 10 straight games like we did. And it's like, I haven't made a lot of videos this year for the Flyers. I'm just making it tonight just because I'm just bored. And it's like, I'm hoping maybe like it's the New Year's, 4 days into the new year, maybe we can make a run, but I don't know. Maybe we can go home. Hopefully I'm dead wrong about those games though. Carolina, Boston, Pittsburgh, and San Jose. Hopefully we can go in there and we can beat those clubs and get some points, because right now we're barely holding on. We're right outside of the wild card. I think we're like 10th or 11th in the East. We're like right there. And it's like we only got 20 more minutes to go to tie this game up to get it to overtime. this goal that we just let in there, that Anaheim just scored, that could have been the end of it. The end of this game, the end of this season. Because the more games we lose, even in overtime, like, we got to start winning games. Like coming out and losing 2, 3 games and only winning one game and going in and losing in overtime and only getting a point. Only getting 1 point, only getting 3 points out of a potential 8 points. That's not good. Out of a 4-game stretch, only getting 3 points. That's terrible. And those who don't understand hockey is a point system. So each win's worth 2 points in the standings. So the top 8 teams, with the top 8 teams out of each conference, the East and the Western conferences, only the top 8 make the playoffs. There's only 6 teams that make the playoffs and 2 wildcard teams. That's it. I was thinking maybe the Flyers are sneaking as a wildcard team as an 8 seed, but I don't even see that happening. Because there's no way we're going to beat Boston. You would have to overthrow Boston to get in. And to get in there, what? And I'm talking about what? Getting in there and losing the first round to like a really good, say, Florida team, or I don't even who I know. I don't even know who the 1 seed is in the East right now, but it's like potentially losing to them. The 1 or the 2 seed, like Carolina's like 3rd, I think. So we get in there and say we get like, say we get to a 6 seed. We somehow get it to a 6. We're not going to beat Carolina. We're not going to beat any of those top teams in a playoff series. We might have a chance that we get like to a 4 seed, but I don't see that happening, and that's just wishful thinking. We're not going to get past Pite. We'll be lucky to get to a 7 seed, and that's a wild card. And then we would play like a 3 seed, like Toronto, like even a 3rd seed, like Toronto or Carolina. Oh no, a 7 seed would play a 2 seed, so that'd be like Toronto. Even the Capitals are a really good team. I just don't see it. I don't know what it is with us. It's like we get something going and then we just fall apart. It's like we can't, like, where we have a season, like we go on like a 10-game losing streak and we can't get nothing. It's like we can't even win 10 fucking. We can't even, like, we lose 10 games. And it's ridiculous. It's sad. And then we go in there and we win, and then now we're losing again. It's like, I don't understand. I don't understand this club. And then we fired our coach, and we bring in this other guy to be the interim coach until what? We can't really start it. We can't hire a coach until what? Like July, end of June. So we gotta go through this for another 5 more months to get to June. This is going to be a long season for Philadelphia. Like for me and other Flyer fans, it's going to be a long year. This is not going to be fun. I was at work the other night and I was trying to listen to the Flyers game, and they didn't even have it on the radio. I don't even think they even broadcasted the Flyer games on the radio. I had to download the NHL app, because if you download the NHL app, you can listen to the hockey games on your favorite affiliate. So I had to download the hockey game and just download the hockey app, and I was listening to so I can listen to the Flyer games. It's like, sit out there, like, because I work night shift, and there's some nights that I work, the Flyers are playing, and it's like I have to leave for work and I can't watch the whole game. So it's like, I don't know why I even did this, but it's like I downloaded the NHL app, but just sit at work and get upset because they're losing 2-0. I mean, I don't know even why I did it. It's like, I guess because it's like, I don't know. My basketball team's doing. My basketball team, the Chicago Bulls, having a better year than the Flyers. It's like I don't understand it. It's like I don't understand. Like shots on goal. Like they're showing intermission right now. Flyers only have 14 shots on goal with 1 goal. Anaheim has 18 shots on goal, and they have 3 of them that went in. I mean, that's just. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. As far as, like, I don't understand it. They need to, and I hate to say this, they need to blow this team up. Like, blow it up. Trade away, like, everybody. Even, like, it even hurts me to say this, like, trade away Claude Giroux, trade away Vans, even though I like him, Jans Riensdijk. and even Ryan Ellis, and just rebuild again. Because this team right now, we're trade away players. Like even trading away Claude Giroux, like but then again, you could argue, and that would be, you could argue, and that would be, a legitimate argument would be, why would you want to trade your best player away? It's like, well, Claude Giroux, in my opinion, is not really doing anything. He's not, he's not, that. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what the answer is for Philadelphia. Trading away players isn't. Man, I don't know what to do. I mean, he could have free. I mean, I was really excited this summer. Following the Flyers and like, oh, we got Ryan Ellis. We got, I was like, oh man, and Duncan Keith. It was 2 years ago. Duncan Keith became available from Chicago. I was like, what? I was one of those people. I admit, I was like, trade, go get Duncan Keith. Put him on that line. The Flyers could have been a really good defensive team. They could have Ryan Ellis on one line and Duncan Keith on the other line. They could have or have them on the same line or something. I don't know. But at least you have two cornerstones as far as defense goes, and then build around them. At least even I'm not like upset that we just I'm kind of upset we didn't get Duncan Keith. 'Cause I really like Duncan Keith, and then like a really good goalie like what's his name, Marc-Andre Fleury, and then losing him to I say losing him because we didn't even go after him. We just let him just go to Chicago. It's like you didn't even try to even make a bid for him. Like Philadelphia didn't even call. Like I was I called up to. I called the sports station. Was it 97.5 The Fanatic? I called on that in the car. I remember I called, and they were talking about what is the Flyers saying? Like we need to go get a goalie. And they're like, what goalie do we need to go get? And I said, go get Andre Fleury from Pittsburgh. I don't care how we get him here, just get him here. Because right now Brian Elliott's not who Brian Elliott was in St. Louis. Corey Hart is Corey Hart's. I don't know what makes him think he can play the National Hockey League. He's a horrible goalie. This guy, he's horrible. I've seen him give up 5 goals in one game. This Corey Hart kid, he's horrible. Why? I don't know where he came from. I don't know if we drafted him. I don't know if we got him through free agency, but he is garbage. Capital G, garbage. And we had Simmons. He was a really good player. Simmons, we let him go. He's playing for I think he's playing for Nashville. Corey Simmons or Simmons, I forget his first name, but I think that's who we trade to get. I think we let him go, and then friggin' you bring in Ryan Ellis. I'm not Ryan Ellis. I want Ryan Ellis here. I want him to retire as a Flyer, obviously. But as far as just the acquisitions we made, in my opinion, we could have done a lot better in this year's offseason. This past summer 2021, going into this fall, we could have did it a lot better than what we did, and we just let him go. So, and we just wasted our time. And I'll be sitting there screaming and hollering this summer too. Going into the springtime, that's what I usually do. It's like, like around like springtime, I start looking at baseball because I know the Flyer season. It's probably going to be season pretty much over now, but unless we turn, we're hanging on now. They make it look good, but probably by Valentine's Day, it's probably going to be over. I'll start getting ready for baseball season if there is a baseball season. No, I'm not a Phillies fan in baseball. I just like this is really the only Phillies team I really like is the Flyers. That's it. I'm not really a Phillies fan or Eagle fan or Sixers fan. I just like the Flyers. I would say like they're like my second favorite team in the league. Well, my first favorite is a team we're playing is Anaheim, but I'm actually pulling for the Flyers to beat Anaheim. But I'm really a Flyers. I'm really but I'm also a Flyers fan. They're like really my top two teams. The Flyers and the Ducks. But I just, I'm still a Flyers fan at heart. I guess I have all the teams in Philly growing up watching. I just loved Philly. Lindros, Leclaire. I mean, they just really. I just love that team. And even this team, I like this team. I mean, this team could be really good if they would get rid of some pieces and had some pieces. To me, Philly could be a powerhouse in the East. But they just don't make those signings. They don't bring in any names here. They never have. We haven't won the Stanley Cup since '75. I was born in '89. We haven't won the Stanley Cup since it's been going on for 50 years. 50 years, something like that. It is sad. A half a century, and we've only made 2 Stanley Cup final appearances. One in '97, and then in 2008 or 2010 when we lost to Chicago. The first time we lost to the Red Wings. And it's like we for some reason it's like I don't know why. We don't have an identity here in Philadelphia. Excuse me, we don't have an identity here in Philadelphia. We never built for the long range. We never did. It's like you're gonna have to build for that long range for the next. And it's like bringing in this. I don't know who the hell coach is going to be next year. I don't even know. I don't even want to begin to guess, but it's not going to. I don't know who the hell it's going to be. I don't want to sit here and guess, but to me, it's just sad how this organization has fallen from, like, say, a couple of years ago, being in the Stanley Cup Finals and being a consistent playoff team. 2010, 2012, 2011, 2010, 11, 12, like. There was a 4 or 5 year run there. They made the playoffs every year. And they won the Eastern Conference and became the Eastern Conference champions. They got all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. And then, 2017 till now, for 4 or 5 years, 2022, 17, like 5, only making the playoffs twice out of these 5 years, from 17 to 2022. We've only made the playoffs twice in the last 5 years. If I looked at if I gotta go back and look at Wikipedia again, but 2 out of 5 years, and in this decade, in the 2020s. I'm sorry, from 2016, pre this decade, and now in the decade. We haven't made the playoffs since 2015. Consistently made the playoffs since 2010 to 2015. We made the playoffs 5 straight years, and then we only making playoffs twice out of the last 5, from 16 to 2022. There's something wrong. 6 years, but we're going on 6 years now. Only making playoffs 2 out of 6. 2 out of 6 years. We're 2-4 in making the playoffs. And there's 2 years we did make the playoffs. We got bounced in the first round. And one of those years we actually finished first in the East, and we couldn't get out of the first round. Or we finished like something like that, 3rd or 4th. That was one of our best finishes, and we get upset in the first round and get knocked out in 7 games. To I think to the Capitals or something like that. We lose to the Capitals. Anyway, I'll be back with you later on tonight for a post game. So I'll see you guys later. Please like, subscribe, comment on this video. My Cash App. If you guys want to Cash App me, I'll put it in the description of this video. Peace out. And go Flyers. I hope we can do something.